Cropfeed is a GIS platform focusing on fertilization, irrigation, and plant protection. It has been developed by Elgad and Yoram Elishai. Elgad, with a wide farming experience over the world, and they have developed 10 different software. Yoram Elishai, scientist PhD, and algorithm expert. The software exists in two versions, one on the web and second on desktop. First step is by importing data. We are uploading orthophoto, field boundary shape, crop rotation data, soil analysis, and others. The web version, for instance, here we see how we are uploading data. Let us see an example of vegetative index based on analysis of the view that we are capturing by satellite or by drone. For instance, here we are uploading one of the fields, asking for the orthophoto, and now asking for a vegetative index. We can change the number of the class, 5, 6, 10, and so on, and we shall have more or less class. We are uploading, for instance, lab analysis in a form of CSV file, and in one shoot, the software will create all the maps of the different fields. Here, for instance, we can see how is looking the map of different parameters in the soil analysis, the CEC, the phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, and so on. In the desktop version, once again, we shall upload farm orthophoto, boundary, and so on. And here, for instance, in sugarcane in Brazil, we can see a plot and do a classification of vegetative index. We can also upload crop rotation in a CSV file. So we shall have a map and we shall have a possibility to see different years and different crop that we have in each field. Here, for instance, one of the fields, we can have also the crop rotation of the specific field. The next step is that we create a fertility map, fertility index, based on the fusion of 3 layers. The layer will be one, the vegetative index. Second one will be the soil type. And the third one will be the yield map. And by a fusion of these 3 layers, we create the fertility map. This will help us to estimate the expected yield and the nutrient requirement. Let's take an example. Here, for instance, we are cereal corn with a yield of 8 tons approximately, based on the variance. Now we shall have an estimation of the nitrogen requirement, on the phosphorus, on potassium, calcium, and magnesium nutrient requirements. So once you have a yield estimation and nutrient requirement, we can give recommendation based on yield, based on soil, or based on both of them. For instance, here, top dressing for potassium based on yield. So we shall enter in the map of the yield, classification of yield, and we shall give a recommendation of top dressing, and we have the flexibility of changing the amount that we want to apply. We have the possibility to create a DTM elevation map to detect anomaly, to use infrared and thermal view. For instance, here, in example in Serbia, this field we shall create a map of the elevation topography. We may here also change the number of class, so we shall have different map with a different zone of elevation. This is how we can see the same map by using classification of the shapefile. Detection of anomalies of soil disease, weed, deficiency, soil variability. And we shall have, by this way, a tool to do a classification, to detect and to separate this area using the image processing of the software. For instance, one example of low yield detection, of weeds, of maturity using infrared for cotton, or using thermal view in citrus, for instance, to detect stress of water. The platform is achieving the following: opening a new farm project, open aerial view and boundary, show each field separately, create a vegetative index, create an elevation map, create a crop rotation map, create a soil analysis map, create a yield map, and create a fertility map. The platform is also proposing a wide database for the future crop, build an expected yield map, estimate the crop nutrient requirement, propose a recommendation map, create an application map, use infrared to create a maturity map, use thermal view to detect water stress, and detect anomalies during the season. For details, please contact Elgad agro, gmail.com or yoram, gmail.com. Thanks.